get low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG, and we're back with more Edge of Eternities spoilers. Coming up now, we've got a bunch of spacecraft. So first up is this Extinguisher battleship at a beefy 8 generic for a 10-10 flying and trample that you can station up for 5. When it enters, destroy target non-creature permanent, and it deals 4 damage to each creature. So fun, bit expensive, but there's ways to reduce costs. We have Eternity Elevator. So 5 generic for a legendary artifact spacecraft. Tap it to add 3 generic. And when you station up to 20, you can tap to add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of charge counters on Eternity Elevator. We have Entropic Battle Cruiser. So a black and 3 for 310 spacecraft. When it's stationed at 1 or greater, the opponent discards a card, they lose 3 life. When stationed up at 8 or more counters, it's a 310 artifact creature, flying and death touch. When it attacks, each opponent discards a card. Each opponent who can't loses 3 life. So if you lose when this creature attacks, all your opponents are losing 3 life, if they have cards or not. We have Sledge Class Siege Ship. So a green and 2 for a 4/5 artifact spacecraft. That you can station up to 7 or greater to make it flying, and when it attacks, you put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Hoo-haw. Next up we have Virus Beetle. This is a nice reprint for this set. Black and 1 for a 1/1 artifact creature insect. When it enters, each opponent discards a card. And discard is kind of a theme in black. We have Susorian Voidborn, which is black and 2 for a 2/2 vampire soldier. When this creature or another creature or artifact you control dies, target opponent loses a life, you gain a life, warp it in for 1. Then we have Hilderblade, black mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+1. Beginning of your end step, it's got void, so if you an non-permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, you can attach this equipment for free to a creature you control. Equipped for 4. Hoo-haw. We've already seen the Eternity Elevator. We've got another Goyf in Cosmogoyf. Black and a green for a star, 1+ star. Elemental Lord Goyf is equal to the number of cards in exile. plus its toughness is equal to that number plus 1. Next up, we have the second of the mythic land cycles in Uthros Titanic God Core. It's a land planet that enters tapped, and you can tap it to add a blue mana, or pay 12, pay a blue, tap it, add a blue mana for each artifact you control. Excuse me? I thought they banned Tolarian Academy. This is kind of a budget Tolarian Academy. Yeah, you gotta station it up to 12, but that's doable with all the stuff we've started to see. That can be really doable. Next up, we have Tragic Trajectory. Black mana, sorcerer reads, target creature gets -2/-2 till end of turn. And it's Void Thing, that creature gets -10/-10 if an online permanent left the battlefield or a spell was warped. So, hoo-ha. Next up, we have Mutinous Massacre. 2 black, 2 red, and 3. Sorcerer reads, choose odd or even, destroy each creature with a mana value of the chosen quality, then gain control of all creatures until end of turn, untap them, they gain haste until end of turn. Hoo-ha. So, big old board wipe. Okay, well, on to the next one. That was an interesting thing. We have Quantum Riddler. 2 blue and 3 for a 4/6 Sphinx with flying. When it enters, draw a card. As long as you have one or fewer cards in hand. If you would draw 1 or more cards, draw that many cards plus 1 instead. And you can warp it in for a blue and 1. So, interesting. We have a Stelly Reclaimer, 2 white and 3 for a 5/4 Angel Warrior. When it enters, return target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast this creature. So you can warp it in, also warp it in for a white and 2. So you can bring stuff back from the graveyard. Exalted Sunborn. Now this is an interesting card, and it deserves its mythic rating. So 2 white and 3 for a 4/5 Angel Wizard with flying and lifelink. Not bad. But if one or more tokens would be created under your control, create twice that many tokens are created instead. Warp it in for a white and 1. You've got Halia, Guided by the Lights. White and 2 for a 3/3 Human Soldier. Whenever Halia or another creature or artifact you control enters, gain a life. In your instant, if you gain 3 or more life, You draw a card and you can warp it in for 1 white mana. Lots of life gain there. We have Mechanozoa, kind of a beefy 2 blue and 4 for 5/5 artifact creature, robot, jellyfish. When it enters, tap target artifact or creature opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. Warp it in for a blue and 2. You have Red Tiger Mechan, red and 3 for a 3/3 robot cat with haste that you can warp in for a red and 1. Okay. Starfield Vocalist, a blue and 3 for a 3/4 human bard. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent, you control the trigger, and it triggers in additional time. Warp it in for a blue and 3. Or a blue and 1. Sorry, he's looking at the original casting cost. We've got Starbreach Whale, a blue and 4 for a 3/5 whale with flying. When it enters Veil 2, warp it in for a blue and 1. Biotech Specialist. So a red and a green for a 1/3 insect scientist. When it enters, create a lander token. The lander token is you can it's an artifact. You can pay 2 and sacrifice it. Search your library for basic land card. Put onto the battlefield, tap, and shuffle. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact, this creature deals 2 damage to target opponent. So hoo-ha. We have Galactic Wayfarer. Green and 2 for a 3/3 human scout. Winners, you can create a lander token. Okay. We have Cav, Land Seeker. Red and 3 for a 4/3 Cavu soldier with menace. When it enters, create a lander token at the beginning of the end step. On your next turn, sacrifice that token. Next up, we have another crazy card in Terminal Velocity. 2 red and 4 for a sorcerer that reads, you put an artifact or creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, gains haste, this permanent leaves the battlefield, it deals damage equal to its mana value to each creature. And at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice this permanent. So hoo-ha, you can do all sorts of things. Big mana value creatures gonna get next up we have the Shocklands in what's called the Portal version. And this will be found in collector boosters. So again, more stunning artwork. Next up is Ragos Death Gastronaut. A red and a white for a 2/2 legendary lobster citizen. Artifacts you control are foods in addition to their other types. And have pay 2, tap and sacrifice the artifact and gain 3 life. Pay 1 and sacrifice a food. It deals 3 damage to each opponent. At the end of each end step, if you gain life this turn, untap Ragust. So this guy does stuff with food. Shattered Wings, another like a Broken Wings type card. Green and 2 for a sorcery reads for a target artifact enchantment or a creature with flying, and Surveil 1. We have Siege Ship Impact. Green and 1 for an instant reads, destroy target artifact or enchantment. If its mana's value was 2 or less, create a lander token. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. We have Emergency Eject. Another removal card in white and 2. Instant reads for a target non-land permanent. Controller creates a lander token. So we got you can destroy a non-land permanent and create a lander token. Next up is Infinite Guideline Station. So Woober, white, blue, black, red, green for a 7/15 artifact spacecraft. When it enters, create a tap 2/2 artifact creature token for each multicolored permanent you control. Okay. That can help crew this thing or station it. And when it's stationed at 12 plus, it's flying 7/15, and when it attacks, draw a card for each multicolored permanent you control. So, multicolored deck. It can be the commander for the multicolored deck because it's a legendary spacecraft. So next up are the backup commanders for the commander deck. This is Hearthhull, the World Seed, Jund, which is black, red, green, and 1 for a 6/7 spacecraft. If you station it at 2, you pay 1 and tap and sacrifice a land, draw 2 cards, and play an additional land this turn. At station at 8 plus, it gets flying, vigilance, and haste. Whenever you sacrifice a land, each opponent loses 2 life. Ew. Next up, we have Inspirit Flagship Vessel. Blue, white, and red. Blue, a red, and a white for a 5/5 legendary spacecraft. Crew it's +1. So this guy, it's blue, red, and white for a 5/5. You can station it for 1 and put then in combat you can Put your choice of a +1/+1 counter or 2 charge counters up to one other target artifact. Cool. And for +8, he has flying. It's a 5/5. Other artifacts you control have hexproof and indestructible. Hoo-ha. So that's it for right now. We're going to catch you on the next video.